As October draws to an end, it's now time to prepare for Samhain. Samhain is probably one of the most well-known pagan holidays because it's more commonly referred to as Halloween. It is a time where, according to folklore, that the veil between our physical world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, which means that we get all host of different spirits and otherworldly visitors, and in order to prepare for this, there are certain rituals that take place to cleanse and protect the home. Now, with Halloween, you see the tradition in Western culture of people dressing up, mainly children, but people dressing up. And this is stemmed from that folklore, and it's meant to be a prevention of unwelcome spirits by scaring them off. So when we dress up to scare them away, then we're protecting our homes. I have always loved Halloween, from the pumpkins, the food, the darker nights, the colder days. And through my life, where I have been introduced to my fascination with the occult, something that I've never really spoken about on this channel actually, so this might be a video that is seemingly stemming from nowhere if you're used to my other content, but it's something that I love to do every year, prepare for Samhain. I'm not going to give you a big old history lesson. I am not a scholar in the occult or the pagan or Wicca. It's just something that I've done for many years. I have had oracle cards since the age of 14. My nana had an interest in the paranormal and the occult and practiced what we would probably describe as modern witchcraft today. And some of that has stemmed down into me and my fascination with it. Even as early on as speaking to dead people at 4 years old, not to freak people out. I don't do that anymore. But it's a fascination of mine. It's something that I've always found comforting. It's not this sort of sensationalized devil worship. It's actually a lot of mundane rituals that people do on a day-to-day basis. And today's video, I'm just going to go through some of those really simple everyday rituals or commonplace rituals that I do the week of Halloween, just to feel like my home is cleansed and protected, and to then practice safely if I were to do any card readings or set offerings aside for past ones, loved ones who have passed. So yeah, today is going to be a very gentle, low energy kind of ritual day. I describe myself as a lazy witch because I do not practice diligently enough to feel like I am really a working practitioner of pagan arts. But the reason why I wanted to share this on my channel was because there's a lot of, my LARP character Celine, for instance, and a lot of the writing that I enjoy doing and inputting into my work in the video games industry that stem from this part of my life, this love of sort of Wicca and pagan and this interest in paranormal. So I felt like, although it's not the kind of thing you're used to seeing or probably expected, it's definitely adjacent and kind of gives you a little bit more insight into the things that inspire me when it comes to my creative crafts. So go grab yourself a cozy beverage, just get all nice and relaxed, and if anything else, I hope you find this just chill on the week of Hallows Eve. And I'll see you in a little bit. Hey, I don't have a microphone for this part, so apologies if the sound is not great. I've now finished work for the day, and now that everything feels a bit more cleansed around the space, I'm going to start with some really simple protection stuff. The first and easiest thing to do by far is just putting together a solution of water and salt. Salt is symbolic of purifying. That's why you see a lot of people refer to putting salt across boundaries, or even references to surrounding yourself in salt against sort of unwanted spirits or unwanted paranormal experiences, i.e. phasmophobia, using the salt. So I just usually mix up house salt, like normal salt, with water. However, because this is a more potent time of the year for spirits or unwanted guests, I tend to then swap out normal salt with black salt. So the colour black, you might think, oh, you know, evil, because a lot of media portrays sort of black or dark colour palettes as evil or villainous or negative. Actually, black is a colour of protection traditionally. Black is used to protect. So having black salt or using black candles, which we might come to later, is actually just a very potent way of protecting throughout any sort of protection rituals that you might have. So I'm going to use black salt, and I'm also going to mix it with moon water. At this point, if you're still watching and you're quite skeptical, you might be thinking, Rianne, this is a side of you that maybe I'm not too on board with. And don't worry, I'm very much one foot in the occult and the other foot in sort of modern day science. So I like to take my witchiness with a healthy dose of either skepticism or, just, what's the word? Is it holistic? Is holistic the right word? I don't know. So when I say moon water traditionally is water that you put in front of the moon, so exposing it to something like the full moon, which this water has been. Most of you listening might be like, Rianne, that's just tap water, you just kept it in a bottle, it's quite stale. But maybe, but the intention here is to purify the water with moonlight and also essentially charge it up like you would plug in a phone. So the intent here is to mix in some moon water with some regular tap water and some black salt, and that solution together, in theory, when we're talking about ritual practices, should not only protect with the black salt, but also supercharge that with moon water. I just really like this bottle as well. It's a very pretty bottle. I don't know if I can't see the screen because I'm filming on my phone, so I don't know if that's even in focus. But whether you're a skeptic or not, I hope this is still interesting. But this is just what I do. It makes me feel more safe. It makes me feel like I have got all my ducks in a row. And so, yeah, now I'm going to put that solution together and use my finger, dip it in the water, and go to every single boundary in my house, which is doors. I don't do so much windows. I feel that's a bit overkill personally, just for a normal cleansing and protection ritual stuff. But I'm definitely going to go to all the doors in the house that have external facing entryways, so outside doors, etc., and I'm going to draw a pentacle on them. Now, traditionally as well, pentacles or pentagrams can be symbolic of sort of satanic worship, or especially pentagrams. Pentagrams are upside down, pentacles are right way up in terms of the star, I believe. I hope I'm not got that mixed up. So pentacles, the normal star shape of them, are, again, these are traditionally signs of protection or symbolic of sort of witchcraft practicing in that area. They are not evil, satanic, worshipping, summoning portals. It is just a symbol of protection. So putting all those elements together, drawing that sigil on external facing doors with the solution of salt water, in theory, in ritual practice, should protect the home. So that's what we're going to do now. Hi. Oh. She has become so cuddly this year. Now she just wants to be on me or near me at all times. So some very, very simple cleansing and protection rituals. There is one more protection ritual I want to do tonight. I'm unsure at the moment if I'm going to get a chance to do that. It's a fire-based protection ritual. I'm not setting anything on fire, don't worry. Alright. I actually have a family member coming over for a catch-up and a full tarot read in about 5 minutes. So hopefully I get a chance to do an extra protection ritual later tonight. Again, it's very easy, it's more meditative. It's literally just using candlelight to visualize. So I'm going to clean up in here because I still have leftover pumpkin muffins on this table that you can't see, and something spilt on it as well, so I need to clean that up, get my cards, light some candles, put the fireplace on, get all nice and cozy, put the kettle on ready for when she arrives, and yeah, we'll hopefully see you in a little bit and I can tell you a little bit more about my tarot reading I'm gonna do for her as well. Oh my word, what a snuggle pup. Hello. As you can see, it's not later in the day, it's actually 2 days later. Hello Peppa. It's actually Peppa's birthday today. So yeah, as I was saying, I didn't manage to finish all of my stuff a couple of days ago. Yesterday completely flew by. So the last thing I'm gonna do to prepare for this Friday is do a little candle ritual, which again is very, very simple. All you need is a black candle. Like I mentioned before, black is symbolizing protection. So we're just going to use a black candle and we're going to light it, and then I'm going to talk through what you do with it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a black candle. As a reminder, black signifies protection. You can also have any other things around that make you feel protected, whether it's crystals, certain gemstones with protection properties. If you work with things like runes, you might carry some runes. Basically whatever in your craft makes you feel like you're physically protecting your home, have that as well. You can even etch a pentagram onto the candle itself using like a nail or, you know, a small knife, or just be careful obviously if you do that so you don't cut yourself. But you can do this in one place because I appreciate not everybody has got a nice quiet house to just roam around in. Everybody's got very busy lives, so you can find one quiet moment to do this in if you can, or you can physically walk around and do this. But essentially what we're going to be doing is when we light the candle, we are going to visualize that fire from the candle, that flame, going into every single room and outlining every single door, every single window, and basically using that fire to protect those entryways. Personally, I also do mirrors because mirrors can be seen as portals to other worlds. But all we're doing is mentally, spiritually protecting that space using the flame from the candle. So like I said, you can go around physically in each room and visualize it in each room. You can sit in one place and visualize the fire kind of going out and around your home. You can do what feels right for you. I know for some people you're going to be sat there thinking, well, physically this is going to do nothing, Rianne. Why don't you get a burglar alarm? Why don't you lock doors or windows? And of course I do all of these things. For me, I just have this belief that there's something more beyond what we physically can see. And so I do all these physical things to make sure my home is safe. But this is making me spiritually believe my home is safe as well, not only from sort of unknown entities, if you want to refer to it as that, but also my own peace of mind, because I feel so deeply about, you know, my spirituality, that there's other things around. Going through and doing this ritual for myself gives me peace of mind. And ultimately, if nothing else, even if none of that existed, I do feel it's important that we all feel at peace with ourselves, and doing something like lighting a candle and walking around your house, maybe looking like a bit of a Victorian ghost for 20 minutes, is worth that peace of mind. So I hope that makes sense for anyone watching this who goes, she's crazy, crazy lady. This is what we're going to do now. I'm going to just go around my home. I'm going to visualize this fire sort of protecting all of the doorways into and out of the home, and then we will be wrapped up for protecting the home before Samhain on Friday.